Welcome into episode 53 of Coffee and Chel for the season. It is a special one, U.S. Thanksgiving, and I'm joined by my old partner, Mr. T. Stu. Padre, welcome back. I hope are you having a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, just busy here. I always forget that you guys don't have the same Thanksgiving as us. So I when I texted you, I was like, I'm actually able to do this. So, and then I realized it's just a normal work day for you. So, works out good.
I
Get up
forgot,
early,
dude.
obviously, and
When you messaged
yeah.
me and you're like, "Yo, let's do it tomorrow morning," I'm like, what? Why, bro?
Yeah, it's
Yo,
it's kind of nice.
let me ask you this: Have you been sick at all? Because I've been in the hospital like twice in the last 2 weeks.
Knock on wood, and then watch what's gonna happen. I have not yet, but the weather here also hasn't been. I don't think we've been below 38 or 40 yet. So like.
Oh,
I have felt like a little that congestion from just going, up and down, and then ever
yep.
since I've deviated my septum like back a year ago or whatever it's been, it's sleeping's a little. You wake up, you get the crap in your throat, but then by like I don't know 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm usually fine. But
Bro,
yeah, I know you've really been through the
dude, I
thick of
still have to
things.
take a puff as I breathe in. I still have to take a puffer to I go up down the stairs and I get winded. It's brutal, bro.
It's
So
crazy.
I'm hopefully on the mend. But all right, so we wanted to do this because you've been dabbling in hockey Ultimate Team, and
I
obviously
have.
last year you really didn't because competitively the game just kind of died, and that was really your bread and butter. So talk to me about what you found in Hut and what you've liked and maybe not liked so far, because from a team building standpoint, it's probably I want to say the best, but it's definitely the most different for sure.
Yeah, so I've played it. I try to do what you told me to do, which is like try to play champs because you're like, yeah, give it a try. And I'm like, all right, I
Yeah.
will. And like last year, I know in the beginning of the year, it was really hard to be free to play
Mm-hmm.
and play in the beginning. And then like they changed something. And I remember you told me it was like in probably like November or December. But by then I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to go back and do it. So I've been playing it every weekend. I play champs until this upcoming week, which I don't know if I'm gonna do because
Dude,
I'm
worst
just
card I think I've ever seen from a Hut
who
Champs.
is it?
It's Henry Richard, and he's like 5'7", and
Oh God.
he's got 89 speed and or 90 speed and 89 excel and
Yeah.
no redeeming qualities really. Like, it's just I was pretty blown away because usually they make it somewhat enticing. It's like, this is Thanksgiving, so no one's gonna play. We're just gonna throw this in here. Crazy bad card.
Yeah, and so not that it's like a big deal, but it's I've been able to get top 100 like every week, which is like
Yeah.
really not hard, and I probably should considering I used to play competitively like that. So that's not that big of a deal to get that, and every week I'm just kind of bummed out by like I guess the lack of like creativity with the cards. You know what I mean? For champ, like I'll just go into that first, like, and then we'll go into like the actual content.
Yeah.
But the champs cards are just seem kind of copy paste. I think I texted you 2 weeks ago, and I got the best one. I got top 20 that week. I got Patrick Marlowe, and the
Usually a good
Marlowe's
card.
like the best one. And like
Yep.
Patty Marlowe, how he's
Yep.
built, he's big, he's fast, like it's great, whatever. It just seems so like I was like, didn't Marlowe come out like last year, like the first week of champs? And you're like, yep. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's what I thought. It just seems so lazy in terms of who they pick because it's almost like the guys that they didn't make the legends or like the icon legends, whatever they made like that just have like only icons, if that makes sense. Like the guys that are only icons get like the champs cards. It's like they didn't. I used to love when they used to do the random guys like Ben Sherrod and
Oh
like
yeah.
Braden Shen and like before Sam Reinhart became Sam Reinhart. Like there was like different guys they would pick that like maybe like wouldn't get the same love that um, your typicals on your team, like the McDavids, the like Leons, and et cetera, et cetera. But I just wish they'd come out with something like a little different, and like maybe they will after this episode. I don't know. But now I don't know, dude. I'm in that. I'm playing legit 20 games a week. Well, whatever, whenever it starts. I don't know. I guess it's like
Wednesday,
Tuesday or
Wednesday,
Wednesday. Yeah,
Wednesday, 5 p.m.
so from like Wednesday to whatever Sunday, it's like 20 games, and like I would say like 8 or 10 of them are rage quits, right? So it's really not even 10 games. But it's just like I have no desire to like really now want to keep doing it. It's just
Bro.
I'm bored of it. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
there's the 3 games mixed in there that maybe like, oh, I know this guy, this will be fun, or or oh, maybe this random guy talked crap to me 4 weeks ago and I want to pound him. I don't know. Like other than that, like I don't have the desire. Like the game's not that like fun, I guess, and then we can get into gameplay in a few minutes. But I don't I don't know. I just maybe I'm just getting. I don't think I'm like getting old because I want to get on and have something to play during the week, right? So it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm not going to play video games anymore because I'm actually kind of looking forward to MLB now, which we can even get to that later too because we have a trade between our teams this week. But
Hi, we did.
anyways, I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is, man. Like I said, like people might say it's like, oh, it's because you're old, but it's like I don't know, dude. Like I see like the other kids that like are way younger than me that like live for the game, like the Dunkin' Delis, the uninstalls, like just go down the list of kids that like loved it and they don't even play it. Like last year they didn't even play it at all. Like Deli hasn't even touched the game this year besides like for a few weeks of Versus. But other than that, like what does that tell you when those kids that are addicted to it like crackheads just cold turkey done, have no desire, there's nothing that's bringing them back. And like I know coming up there's like a tournament and everything for LG with like base cards. But dude, I was laughing about that too. It's like I can't even afford to get the base cards because I mean I'll get top
You
20
don't
or
get
whatever.
coins.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee of like, oh, you're gonna get so. And I get the top packs work, but it's like, if I didn't pull McDavid this year in the very beginning, or I told you I pulled base McDavid, it was like
Yep.
400K. That kind of saved me for X amount of time. But other than that, like you don't really get a lot of stuff. And yeah, I mean, in terms of like the competitiveness of it, I'm kind of just I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like from my standpoint, there's just not a lot to do. I guess.
Dude, man, so I've been talking about this a lot on like Coffee and Gel, just in terms of like video games. I don't know if it's an age thing. I think age is just correlated to it, but there was definitely, I talk about this a lot. Like once you become a parent, all of your free time is just like gone. And the only way that you get
Yeah.
free time is losing sleep. Like you either are getting up in the morning, like we're recording this before your kids are up, and my little man just my wife just took him to daycare. So like that frees up time. But then like at night too, you're either not going to bed when you probably should because you got to get up early, so you're playing some games. So the game that you play has to provide a ton of value. And I think that
Yeah.
when you're playing,
That's a good
yeah,
point.
like when you're playing video games, if the game doesn't, and I don't even think it's just NHL, man. I think that what you saw with Call of Duty, you love Warzone, and the new
Yeah.
Call of Duty drop that just came out is one of the worst ever in terms of the public reception and just like the regurgitation of like the same kind of game. Sports games, the fact that there's a new one every year is crazy because it's propped up by a transaction mode. And when you think about it, if you spend money in a game, use World of Warcraft as an example, you've got whatever you bought in World of Warcraft forever. Ultimate Team games, like it's going to come to a head very shortly because sales on video games as a whole, I don't think are rising. So what happens then is that you have to suck more money out of the players that are still there, and it's very money driven. Not just EA, not just NHL, but like Ultimate Team in general. And I think it's just going to push enough of us that don't have enough time to play all the time to just be like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Because I'm with you. Like I played a month straight, and I've said this before. Like it ruined. I don't say it ruined it, but like when you do anything for a month straight and you're just
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? Like that's just your human brain. Like you're not gonna be
Yeah.
as engaged. But I've loved like the line combo system, and because it's just different, I think that there's better ways to do it. But I do think that they've actually done a phenomenal job in that aspect. But yeah, when it comes to like this week alone, all right, the Nico Heischer that just came out. I know you haven't seen it, but the Nico Heischer came out as a Team of the Week card. Phenomenal. For whatever reason, they raised the overall on the card up +1, which is cool because it makes that card better, but it also makes everything that you need to cash in far more expensive, and it only lasted 2 weeks as opposed to the 4 weeks prior. So everyone's like, what? Now I got to save 85s? And then you have like everything that came out in season two. So like the Gretzky, for example, you've got the Chel week. It's expensive to try and get the Chel week card, and then you've got the event. And while all the content being available is awesome, there's simply no way to take part in everything, no matter how much you play. And I think that's where people they'll get the players that are really hardcore addicted. I'm still addicted to the game. I think I'd be very curious if I like got a job or whatever, how much NHL I would actually play. But it's I think you're gonna see a lot of the player base just be like, man, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. And I think that I've said this before, like I think this is people think this is an over exaggeration. Grand Theft Auto is gonna change the gaming industry. When that game comes out, man, if it comes out in November, NHL, it's actually pretty good for NHL because that at least allows their launch window. But I think that game is just gonna eat everything. But it's just you go into the store and it's 17 tabs of packs that make no sense. There's
Right.
really no way to acquire coins other than selling everything. But the problem is they've created a system with the line combos where selling everything is a detriment to your future team and line combos and things like that. So you don't want to sell everything. And then a new event card comes out that takes your. It's a never ending cycle. And I think that I'm like just like man, and then I think for the competitive players, like what you mentioned with Delhi and uninstall all of them, I think the GWC propped up the top 50 players, or maybe even top 100. I would love to see if everyone came back from NHL 22, how many players that are currently in the top 100 would actually be in the top 100, because it reminds me a lot of when I first met you, really back in like NHL 18 when it first became Hut. I remember I was playing Hut for the first time, and the leaderboard you'd get the guys that would just grind Hut and not versus, and it became GWC became Hut, and all the top end versus guys came to Hut and just demolished the leaderboard, and that's really what it was for like 6 years, right? And I think it's going to be something like that if that were the case, but yeah, I mean like competitively, I think that versus you're a versus grinder still. But I mean, I don't even know. Once you get to the top, it's like, what do you do now, right? Like, it's competitively the game is at its lowest point, and I don't know the NHL is not coming back to save GWC for sure.
No. And I like I said, I'm gonna probably just go back to playing Versus, which I have done this year. Like I'm still playing it. It's just like I try to give HUD a chance, and I guess it's nice in the sense, but I don't know if I didn't pull McDavid. I don't know if I where I would be at team wise. Just because, like I said, I didn't spend any money. I haven't done a single moment. I've only played the rivals just to get enough, or what is it called?
Ranked.
Ranked. I've only played ranked enough just to get to like play champs. And yeah, so I don't know, man. It's crazy though, because like going back to like content, so I'll talk about like I was talking about like the champs content or the lack of like rewards
Yeah.
or what. It just seems like it's the same topics always, right? Like lack of rewards or not, I don't know. It's all that stuff, but
It's squeezing you. Like it
yes.
is, you know what I mean? Like it is squeezing you where you if you are free to play, you can make a usable team for sure because they but you have to do the offline stuff to get the master set players. Like
Hmm.
there's no way around it. If you played a minimal amount of time, let's say like if you took like an hour a week and did the offline stuff, you would be able to get a master set player item probably. But like that's an hour. Like that's a valuable time, you know? And I think that maybe the last few years, whether it's competitiveness or you know, just like the game still being at the forefront of like what you play or what I play, it was worth it. But it's tough to justify, like I said, when you come home and you've got like an hour and a half to play, you're not firing up offline like rookie cup chase to get get Larkin's MSP. Like it's just like that's not worth it.
Right. Well, how about to that point? Like, so in the beginning of the season, it kind of reminds me of MLB, which is kind of funny because they had like that season thing like 2 years ago. Then people like lose like their cards, and I know you don't like lose your cards in NHL per se, but you like lose your like ability. It's like I told you like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm like, so this Jack Eichel, Sidney Crosby, Matthias Michelli, or use Matthew Nyes
I can
line. I'm
tell
like,
when you stop playing.
yeah. I'm like, so this line,
I know exactly. Yep.
I made this Crosby just
Yep.
for that. Like I
Yep.
never would have made the Crosby because not that
Same.
I
That
like,
card wasn't very good.
not that I dislike Crosby like as a player in hockey, real hockey. It's just I never had him on my team and I never would use him probably.
This card was always so mediocre.
Yeah, and I'm like I understand like that they had to change up the combos. I think they went way overboard with it by the end of the season where you're getting like plus nines or plus 20 million salary or plus, I mean just like some of the extremes where it's like because it went from being like norm or like normalish hut to like okay to like okay maybe a few 99s by bumping into like 99 hut almost and then like back over to nothing. And like I just think I have an issue like when that happens, but I also have an issue when I get on and I'm sitting there feeling like I'm doing homework in a different way. Because normally when we get on to play Hut, we're doing our chores. This I feel like I'm doing homework because I'm trying to figure out a math equation
Oh
on how to
yeah.
get what card this
I'm
overall.
surprised you don't like that because you're
I
always kind of a nerd
do,
for that.
I do like that stuff, but I think they made it like
Too
I
complicated?
think they kind of they not even just that, but I think they did like a blandish job in the sense that I was seeing a lot of the same teams because
You do no
there
matter
was
what. I think that that's the problem with
and
like
there was
internet.
only certain. Well, going back to what we talked about in episodes years ago or a year ago, whatever, like, the creativity of like, hey, like you have the Sedines together, but you put Alex Burrows together with them or guys that they played with in the past even. Like there's none of that. It's like, yeah, there's like the nationality a little bit,
Yeah.
the team. There's no former team. It's always like it has to be like what's on that current card. There's no like, oh, Yager that played on a gazillion teams that could fit this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no if it's not on that card or it's not that logo that aligns up with that card, it won't trigger it. It just like the
Too
Eichel,
specific. Too specific.
yeah, in the Eichel, Crosby, Michelli or Nyes,
Yeah.
whatever, it just it became so then I started seeing like the same teams again, and I'm like, okay, like I'm playing the same lines. Dupont and that other guy, whether it's
Grobrecht.
Schaefer, yeah, like it was just like it was getting to the point where I'm like, this is too similar feeling again, and I understand, like you said, to some degree, it's gonna always. I
Always be
just,
like that no matter what game, right? But
yeah,
like
and
it
I
is
just didn't love that part, and I still don't like, and it became too much of a chore when I got on where I'm sitting there and this other people even told me this, where they're like they played even more than I do and they're like, oh, I sat online tonight for like an hour just trying to get my team redone because they did like new combinations. But if you don't keep up with the combinations, you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage, especially when you get like a plus when everyone's using like let's say like base like
yep.
value or base like
Base cards.
overall, and then you're like, oh hey, I'll give you this plus 6, 7, 8, whatever. Not, I don't know. Like you feel like okay, well, why would I not do that when somebody else can be zooming around me with these guys nonstop, and I'm gonna have to be stuck with this because you almost have it almost like forces you if you want to be competitive, as much as there is no competitive with the game really. But
Like in champs,
if
yeah.
you're trying to be competitive just in general, you like why would you not do that? You know what I mean? It's like, and that'll get to like another point when I make with versus with the team selection and X factors and stuff in general. I'll get to that with gameplay. But yeah, I just that's the kind of thing I have an issue with where it's so dependent on that.
Did you
Yeah,
when
I don't
you
know.
have you loaded in since season 2?
Yes, I have. I played champs. I got top 20 last week against who's the card that I got? I don't even remember.
Oh,
I don't even,
Leclerc?
yeah, I got John Leclerc. Woo!
Nice.
And he's
So
like an 84 Excel and
I
85
know.
speed. Like,
When you
yeah.
so when they reverted it back to like +1 overalls, like
Yeah.
that was what I was so from someone as someone that played MLB during those 2 years, the sets and
Yeah.
seasons, they did it so drastically. Because
Yes.
again, for anyone that didn't play it, like this is what I've been talking about this for a while, that like before season 2, there's a risk of exhaustion of the player base because that's what happened. Basically, you would work all the way to get to the end of the season to get 99s. They'd reset it to base cards. There was no line combos that boosted them, and then you had to work all the way back up to 99. And the problem with that is that people were like, why am I playing when it's not 99? I'll just come back at the end of the season and get all the stuff and have 99 overalls. Like, what's the point? Because then I can't use these cards when it flips over. And I will give them credit in this system, in the format they're doing. I thought the line combo system I knew when that +6 came out that they were going to go +9s, and then right before the season ticked over, they're going to be like, here's like some 99 overall, because
Yeah.
it's a way to like get people excited and maybe spend money right before the season when everything flips over. So like from a business standpoint, it made total sense. And I guess for a little while it was nice to like if you could actually partake in that. I barely played during those 2 weeks because I couldn't get DuPont. I burned my collection during the beast mode event, which I still think was the right move, but I just didn't partake in that because I was like, okay, I can't, and I'm not going to play 99 skaters. I'm just not that, you know what I mean? I don't care enough to do that anymore. And yeah, like I it'll be interesting to see as this goes along if they make any adjustments to it, but I do think it's better than years past. I
Yeah.
do. I want to see like just allow us to give us 3 players from one team for every team. You know what I mean? Like I would love that. The Sharks have been pretty blessed. Season 1 was for the Sharks, or the Pacific Division at least, and the Sharks got a ton of great cards during that. But I would love just every team to be able to start partaking of that. Minnesota's got nothing. It's crazy. If you're a Wild fan, you're cooked. They just haven't really gotten anything, and that usually That usually happens. I think that you know, they've definitely made more money. The problem is that the when you spent money, if you spent $100 or $200 when the fantasy event just ended and they left the fantasy cards in the packs and you pulled the fantasy card, which is very easy to do, you just made 2 million and you never have to you just got lucked out. Everyone else had spent $1,000 prior to that. Like they don't have anything near that. They maybe made a fantasy card, and it's just like that kind of stuff. I'm starting to see more and more of because I'm paying attention to it more. I think again, I'm just more selective with my time and money, and it sounds dumb because this is my job, right?
Yeah.
But outside, like I can't stress this enough. Like if you were to pull up my games played, like you would be blown away at how many people have more games played than me and stuff like that. Because once I'm done, I'm just like I'm out, right? And I still do enjoy it. You know what I've done, bro? Okay, so I was sitting there. It was actually one of the very few times I was playing off stream. I was getting to some gameplay. All right. And I was looking at my team and I'm like, how have they never, EA, ever addressed the fact that every single player that plays online, I'm not talking competitively, just online, flips their wingers? That's not real hockey. Yes, there's Patrick Kane and Patrick Kane's an opposite-handed winger, correct? I'm very bad lefty righty.
Oh yeah,
He
Kaner
plays
plays
lefty
right
on the
wing.
right or righty.
Kucherov,
Yeah,
yeah, like
play on the offhand.
Tarasenko,
Yeah,
yeah, different
Ovechkin's the
Ovechkin.
most famous. Yeah, Ovechkin's the most famous one. But it blows me away that they have never addressed that. And I don't mean to give a penalty or anything like that. But
Well,
I
they
was just,
should. They should.
it's
You know
a
why?
dangerous slope, but I don't hate it.
Not anything crazy, but they should take in. But this is once again we've gone over this in the past, so it's like beating a dead horse, taking into account real life stuff. And I know that's difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
in MLB The Show, we put a
Yeah,
guy that's a shortstop at second base. He gets a little worse,
does.
defensively. He gets a little worse, and they put him at first base. He's a disaster. Or you move him around the diamond, right?
You
You
know, it
get
would be
knocked for it.
crazy line combo. Just before I forget, what if they were a part of a line combo, and if you put them out of position, they didn't get to partake in that line combo?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
would be a
just I'm
way. You know what I
just
mean? They don't lose the attributes they have.
There's something to have some sort of difference in all, creativity and, where, like I said, where it's not just so like, okay, I got to get Matthias Michelli now, or I got to get this
Yeah,
guy
which
now to make it like
specific.
this. And then everyone price gouges X guy because it's,
Oh, it's insane. The second that,
and then
yeah,
if you miss out on it, then you're like, oh, I'm screwed because now I have to go pay a gazillion dollars because everyone that pulled it tradable, or just whatever. It's because I know like for Michelli, for example, or like Nige, you could like pull them untradeable, but that was also luck of the
very rare.
draw.
Yeah, very rare.
I found BND out the hard way. I didn't even know what it meant because I didn't play Hut last year, and then like I just kept making 85s. Like I
Oh
was like,
my
oh cool.
god, dude.
I was well, I did it with the free like collectibles in the store,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, cool, I'll get an 85 every week. I just got to get on every like once a day and just hit the button. And then I didn't realize like I couldn't trade
They've
it
done
because I
they've done some good things. Like if I were to say this time last year that they would be able to build a system like this that is enjoyable from the standpoint that we've literally had the same game for a decade in Hut. Like I'm very impressed at that because I think the line combo system has a lot of positives and it's going to take them probably 5 years to figure out what is the best way to do it. And by
yeah,
that point, like we're on to we don't want line combos back. We're gonna be like, yo, get rid of line combos in general by the time they figure it out.
it has potential.
It does. It 100% does. And but back to so I was sitting there about to play a game, and I was like, man, how do they not? So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna play my way. Gameplay wise, dude, I think scoring is the most fun I've had offensively in years. Defensively, it's like the worst.
It's horrible defensively.
It's probably one of the worst since 23 and 18 defensively, all time worst games defensively because in 23 was the wrap. So like if you played anyone that knew anything, you just online, you literally just had to not chase behind the glass. Like
Right.
that was 23. And then 18 was you could put your AI pinned along the boards, which was one of the worst mechanics. So for anyone that never played 18, if you put your defense on high aggression, tight point, which is not the way that you would normally play online, your AI would go and pin along the board. So it's like you're playing Superstar Squad Battle. So you literally couldn't get near the boards, and you would just have someone sitting in the middle. 18, in my opinion, was the worst gameplay experiences ever because it was so slow too. But this year, like you can score short side. So when I started, those are my favorite goals. Like you just come down the rush with someone like that Bedard card with quick release. You can just pick the corner short side over the goalie's shoulder, and I don't know if to me it's just the most satisfying because you really haven't been able to do that stuff. So I played my wingers on the correct side, and I'm just having a ton of fun. And when I lose because of it, like there's games where I'll match up with someone. The problem isn't scoring. for anyone that says like you know, you don't gain an advantage by going offhand, it's not so much the scoring, it's that your opponent knows you can't take a one timer. That's the disadvantage you're putting yourself at, because people can, if you have your, I'm doing it on my defense too, bro, which is probably psychotic and not necessary at all. But like, dude, you get that Evan Bouchard who's so bad defensively and slow, but bro, you get him on, you don't have to get open with him because he's on his offhand, right? Like you're just at the point, fire back to the point. Dude, that rocket X factor, I was scoring short side from the point,
Yes.
unscreened, and I was just like, dude, this is
Yep.
kind of fun. It's silly, but like it felt kind of fun. So I don't know. I've been having a fun like that, but like I'm at the point now where I'm trying to. I said this on stream. I'm like, dude, I'm officially the Facebook guys. I'm literally like, I want to play something that mimics real hockey. So
Yeah.
I'm running around with the same end of wingers, and what it does is like it forces you to cycle. I think that maybe for lesser players that try to get better online, it would actually be good to go through, you know, maybe a month or two of playing strong, because when you get in the zone, you're cycling. You can't just go like cut in for the far side wrister or whatever because you're on your offhand, or go for a one timer. You literally
Right.
have to go around and pass and cycle and get your players to switch. And I think that teaches you to like look elsewhere and maybe get you a little bit better. But I don't know. From your standpoint though, gameplay wise, how do you feel about gameplay this year?
Um, so I just don't understand like why change the poke checks, why
Bro,
change
the
even
poach.
like the hitting. Like there was nothing wrong with hitting and poke checks off the top of my head that I remember from 25, and I don't remember
They
anybody
were what they
complaining.
were. Like it was nothing
Right.
like, yeah.
There was nothing like, oh my God, we got to fix this, we got to change this. That's what I just don't get, like how it's always. And there's other things that have come up in the game changer chat where I'm just like baffled by why they've changed it. You know what I'm saying?
Some of it I
That we
anticipate.
that I've talked to them and I've been like, why did we change this? There was no need to change it per
I
se.
think a
So
lot of that, like again, is like if they add a new animation. Remember what they did with goalies in 23 when they added in the human goalie animations from ESHL? Uh-oh. There he is. Your 20
but
your 2039 first round pick. There he
yeah,
is. Oh,
he,
he's sleepy, bud. Dude,
he is sleepy.
my
Hey,
guy's so big now.
go upstairs, go upstairs. Yeah, he's huge now.
He's like, no, dude, he's so, I can't believe how much hockey he plays at like 3.
Dude, it's nuts. And like all my buddies that I like that are like around here that are my that like have kids that play hockey or that they want to play hockey, they're like, what are you like you must be having. I'm like, dude, I do nothing. My wife stays home all day. He's the one that's grabbing his stick and he's doing it on his own. Like I don't push it at all. He's obsessed. Like he does even the like funniest stuff. Like he'll grab his stick and when the national anthem's on, he'll stand there in our living room
No,
and
stop.
I'll just send you this video. It's the funniest thing. And he'll do the whole national anthem like they do at the game. He'll when they come out of the ice, he like comes out and, like runs like it's the funniest thing. Like he loves it. And I'm like almost hoping he doesn't love it too much because I'm like I don't want him to like be like, oh, I don't even care by the time he's like but that's all
Oh,
he wants
gets
to do.
like
And I'm
bored of
like,
it, gets bored of it.
yeah, but I'm like, hey, whatever, and I'm like, I like it that he does. I mean, it's cool, but it's like I kind of hope our next boy that we're having in January, he'll be kind of similar, because
I
I
remember us
hope
having
he
a
enjoys it.
conversation, be like, man, do you want your kid to play hockey? Like, get like, get like super into it and like, like all like, the ins and outs. And I was like, we were both like, it was right after that scary injury. And we're like, man, what if they just got into golf? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
no,
like,
I remember that. Yeah,
we were
I
just, what
remember
if they
that
just
combo.
got into golf? Like, dude, no, I'm Landon, like, I play like mini sticks with him, but he just loves baseball. It's
Right.
funny, man. It's so funny because he came out to a couple of my baseball games, like I think 3, because
Yeah.
he's only 2.5, like he's not even 2.5 yet, so it's still kind of Fisher's 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
He
so
just turned 3.
little bit older. So Landon's like attention span is just not really there. But came out to come to my baseball games, and then we have this thing called sports ball, and like we take him to every week, and we get to play sports and things with him, and he loves baseball, and I think that has something to do with it. But yeah, so that's always good to see, man. I love
No,
that,
it's
dude.
it's great. Sorry, I don't know. I was talking about gameplay.
Yeah, gameplay.
So like I think there's three like what's funny is once again there's like a million X factors, right? There's like three X factors that I feel like you like almost have to use too. It's like quick release on forwards,
Yeah.
rocket on defense slash
Have
truculence.
you used
And like
Unstoppable?
I have, but even with Unstoppable, like I can take Zadorov or Char dude, I'm still using Zadorov, Chara, Pronger, and they're like the best.
Dude,
You
no,
nick
the reverse
somebody, they
hitting.
go flying.
I
Oh
don't know if
yeah, I know.
Dude, the
It
reverse hitting
works.
on Unstoppable, it is the most busted NHL hits type video like of all time, bro. Like that ability to me, and it's whatever. I think I've just accepted X Factors because me and you have talked about X Factors because it takes away from like the real thing too. The
They
problem is
they've like ruined the game in a lot of ways, but they've also
like it
like I
makes
get
it
that
somewhat makes the cards or
there's
like get the
like some
abilities.
chase to them. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yeah, because without the abilities, man, there's no differentiating factor between the cards. We've talked about this forever. Like that's why I don't mind abilities in Hut because without the abilities, you release cards and it's just like who's biggest, who's fastest. All right, like
That's why
that's
we
it.
put in skating strides and
Yep.
shooting stride or animations. Like it could add something like kind of like MLB, like different swing paths and different way guys throw the ball. There's different things that are like, oh, like I love that way that like Corey Seager swings, you know, like with the two-handed like
Yep.
compact swing. But
Do you think
I
that they will get
can't
to a point?
stand
Oh, go ahead. You
that's
finish your point.
sorry. I was just gonna say like so going in. I know we're going all over the place,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
this
This
is
is
gonna
typical.
happen.
This is typical.
This is typical, and it's okay.
Yeah.
People, it's hey, it's about real. It's about the video game. I know
Yeah.
people like always harp on us for talking about real hockey or whatever, but yeah. So I play Versus. Versus is like fine. It's still, you know, you're using NHL teams. I love being able just to get on, not touch like my team per se. It's a little annoying that every time they update the rosters, you got to change your team. Colorado, which they are the best team in hockey right now. That's
Bro, I just
fine.
got a force fed the Sharks last night. Good God.
Yes, and I've been telling everybody like let's just see what happens. We'll go into that in a few minutes of real hockey. We talk about that for a few minutes, but I don't think Colorado's like gonna like win the Stanley Cup just because they're doing amazing in the regular season. We've
Hmm.
seen this happen before,
Yep.
and their style of play is not gonna just 100% transfer. I mean, who knows? Like somebody could get hurt. This we're only in November, so whatever. But everyone's like, well, duh, they're the best versus team, so like they're the best team in real life. Well, they were the best versus team before the NHL season even started,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because Makar has and I got has that stupid second win thing in versus before they
Second
like
wind is good.
patched
We don't
it.
get that in Hut. We don't
And
get
before they
second wind.
patched it, dude, it was wild. You could play him 55 minutes. Me and Eki were talking about it in the game changer chat that he was like, or the design count, sorry, whatever it's called. We are like, I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with this. Like, you could like put him out, he would zap down, get right back up, and just keep going.
Really?
Take him off the ice, put him right back on, back to nothing. It was unbelievable. You could play him the entire game. Eki's like, I put him on forward. He could play forward defense. It doesn't even matter. He was the best player to like ever play.
Versus
You
with?
know versus with Colorado's the best versus team ever. I played versus like every year, even if I hadn't played it like the whole year. I played like money games, whatever. Right?
Like
They are the
2010, like
best.
NHL 10
They're
Sharks.
better than the 20 yeah or the 2011 Hawks or
Yep.
2012 like what I mean 2012 Hawk like whatever years you want to come up with like in different years. The best ever. McKinnon, dude. Even like Manson's got truculence. Like X Factors have like ruined that mode even because they don't go that deep into it with it. Right? Like they'll put the X Factors on like certain guys, but they won't put like you know, like the fourth line guy that's good at faceoffs, they won't give him like quick draw,
Quick, yeah.
or they won't give a fourth line grinder like Ryan Lomberg like spark plug, but they'll
Hmm.
give it to like you know Sam Bennett, or just they don't go into great detail with it, which I don't know why they if they need help with it, like I would love to help with that because I could tell you X guys that have certain abilities and whatnot, but I was gonna say like Colorado guys like Brock Nelson has like 91 speed. They just
Oh,
knocked it down to
Jesus.
80. Yeah, they just knocked down to 87 the other day because I sent something in the chat about it, and maybe they actually like listen because I was like, why does Anthony Duclair have gold wheels? This is in versus, and he was 82 speed. Zach Bogosian had nothing, and he was 91 speed. It
Duclair
was the
has
weirdest
82 speed in franchise mode.
in gold wheels. Yeah, and it didn't even matter. And they just fixed Duclair. They gave him like 87 now. But there's like a bunch of dudes that on Colorado that it's the greatest team I've ever seen. Like every guy can fly. Logan O'Connor's 91 speed. Not saying these guys aren't
Really?
fast, but it's just like there's no. You have to like. There's only like a handful of teams you can use against them if you're playing somebody. You were literally like playing in versus all these people too. They use like alumni all
Yeah,
stars.
yeah.
And
Oh,
so
dude, I used to hate that when I
you
grinded
can
in
beat them
leaderboards.
with Colorado. Like
That's
that's how good
crazy.
Colorado is. But it's just the whole point is I understand people don't play versus, so this is like, oh, this doesn't apply. But the whole point is it just shows you how broken X Factors can be because McKinnon,
Well, when you make
Natchez have
everything the same, when you make the,
wheels,
yeah.
you know, and then they got quick release, all of them. So, dude, the quick release that annoys the crap out of me. I like the one like you said where like it feels satisfying. I
Coming down
hate
the
the
wing
one.
with Bedard, His beast mode card is my favorite.
Yes, this is it. Makar, well, it'd be like on, I don't know what side you're viewing on. Left side, coming up the boards of Makar,
Yeah.
cut across, hold it at like, you're gonna cock it at
2 o'clock.
like 5 o'clockish
Oh,
4,
okay.
like on the side. You're not gonna pull it all the way back, but you
Okay.
want to put it to the side and then just flick up.
Yep.
Like anybody and their mother can do it, and that's what's annoying. And it's a goal every time. I literally showed somebody that was sitting in Discord me. I'm like, watch this. Won the face off, back to Makar, up the boards, across, goal. Did it 3 times in a row. Not even kidding. Same thing every time. And I'm like, this is how dumb quick releases slash having a fast player. And that's my kind of issue is it became like we've talked about this and we know why. I'm not going to go into it, but 3 years ago, right? I think it was when the goalies became floppy. Ever since the game became more arcadey, that's when I've had an issue with how it's become. Whether and that's affected it as a whole, like throughout the whole thing. Whether it's HUT versus I don't play ESHL, but
ESHL's
where
in a really bad spot because of X factors apparently, and like that's always going to be a fight. Like they've
yeah,
really messed. I feel like the last patch they attempted to do a pretty big balancing. I can't speak to it because I don't play it, but I remember I was reading just like online and stuff like that was like a pretty big like discourse of it that they're trying to address that. But no, I'm with you. Like I hope we get to a point where like we're able to. There he goes. He's got his stick. I can see in the background. Um, I hope we get to a point where like this is where AI should be able to just take over. Like if you don't have the resources or manpower to have someone sit down and do this stuff where it makes like realistic attributes and realistic things, like there's legit
right,
data, and especially because they have the rights to the NHL Edge system or whatever now. Like if in the next few years we don't get the most accurate rosters, which
yeah,
leads to and that bleeds into HUT because at the base of the game, it's based on versus rosters just dumbed down.
right,
If
yeah.
that isn't something that is almost bang on, like I don't know what we're doing because that is something that you can literally just put in Chat GPT essentially,
Well,
and you have the legal version of it with the edge data. I just
yeah, well,
don't.
Matthew Schaefer, right? He's brand new, right? And
Hmm.
well, he's in the game in the
Dude,
OHL, but
87
then
speed.
87 feet.
I couldn't believe it.
How is he not 90? Let's just throw a number out 94, 90, like something 95
Yeah.
because Makar is and he skates every bit as Makar, maybe a little bit less, maybe, but he's like right there. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why this is hard. I just I don't know. It's just that's even becoming a thing where I'm like, I don't even really want to play versus because I'm so sick of playing Colorado every
Yeah, you play
single
Colorado,
game.
yeah.
Like I like using different like I don't know, dude, the days of just like the better player wins completely gone in this game. The better player does not always win this game. It's so dependent on X factors, um, speed, like size, like there's so many things where, yeah, like the better player, I would say still can win. I'm not saying it
Yeah.
doesn't happen more than it should. What I'm just making the point is if you don't have certain things, if you don't play like to like the metas, you put yourself at a disadvantage. And
No,
like,
I'm
I
with you.
don't care if you're playing competitively. I don't care when people say like, oh, you play competitively. No, if you're getting on to play something, are you trying to win or are you trying to lose? If you're trying to win, that is playing competitively. Like,
Hmm.
why would you get on and say, I'm just logging on to throw my stick out there and
That's
just
it,
get on
yeah.
the it's like that. Like I don't get when I go play my men's league, I'm not like, oh, I'm out here to have fun, yeah, but I'm not just out here just like, oh, I'm just
Like if you
that
get
whole
up by 10 or you get down by 10, it ain't fun.
yeah.
You know what I
Like
mean? Like you
I'm
need.
like when you play baseball, when you go up to
Yeah.
hit a ball, you're not
Yeah.
like, well, I hope I hit it, but if I whiff, it's fine. But
That's
I'm
why I love
also
baseball because
I
win or
just hope,
lose.
I don't care if I hit it. I get like you don't go up there
Yeah.
and you want to smoke it.
Yeah.
Like that mentality, it's like it applies to everything though. It's like I
Yeah.
said, like you don't go out and play a game versus HUT, you name it, you're not like trying to score,
No,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
win.
that's the objective, right? I think that then the varying levels of caring is probably what changes person to person, right? But yeah, the objective is literally not just to, have fun, I don't think. That's a big part of it, but like losing, look at him stick handle it. That's so what's his twig? What's he
You don't
got
like
there?
that stick?
No, what's
It's like a little go get your other sticks. You want to see your sticks. Go get some more sticks. He's got like 3 or 4 of them. These shinny sticks, or they're called knee hockey sticks. They're like composite little kid sticks now.
come
Like you got to
on.
get Landon. Do you have Landon one, dude? They have like a hook on them. They have all like CCM Bauer.
Really?
I mean, well, Bauer sent you some. You should be like, hey, like throw me one of
Dude,
those.
I
Like
know.
they're like all these like little mini sticks. They're like better than the sticks that I had when I was like a mite or a mini mite, like or like whatever. I
That's
guess they're called
crazy.
Adam. I think is what
Timbits,
it's called up
Timbits
there.
in
Yeah,
Canada, Timbits in
Timbits. Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
but like he's already got nicer sticks and he just zips it, dude. And but we buy him like these like we'll go to like Pure Hockey is what the store's called here, and it used to be called Total Hockey, and they'll have like little different like balls to like play with in the house that like won't break stuff like this
Yeah,
one, and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're really like for like sticky and he just like it really teaches him I guess how to be better with it. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to be like all negative about it. I'm
I
gonna
think
play
that's
the
just
game.
everyone. I think that it's
It's just
interesting.
frustrating,
You
man.
played the game for so long, and now there's no major competitive thing to keep your interest up. And I have
Yeah,
not played nearly as competitive. But I played to like my enjoyment. I used to say this: my main enjoyment of playing Hockey Ultimate Team was to play online and win online, regardless of where that got me. And it's just like I'm just losing that. It's not as fun as it was. But we'll wrap up today with a little bit of real hockey because we don't talk about that. I don't get to talk about that a lot. So it's American Thanksgiving. This annoying like media driven if you're not in the
I
playoff,
know.
bro. In Canada because the Leafs, bro. I swear. The not in the playoffs by Thanksgiving, like just benchmark. It's like, oh, season's over, And
It is not.
no, as someone who is a fan of a team that historically in January was worse in the NHL and won a cup.
Well,
Uh,
dude, last year we did an episode. I almost want to say we did an episode last year. I remember you asked me, "What's wrong with the Blues?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's the same thing this year. What's wrong with the Blues? They almost have like the same record as last year. And yes, it took them like a huge win streak to make the playoffs. But dude, it's the here's my theory, and I'll let you tell me what you think. I think the NHL sucks right now. I'm
Same.
watching it.
Oh,
I'm
thank
watching it.
God, dude.
I'm watching it every
Bro,
night.
it's
Like
so watered down. Thank
it's
you.
it's watered down from expansion.
Oh,
The condensed schedule, which it's funny, I text into this show here in St. Louis, and that's where
oh.
the Daddy Padre Gamer Tag. It's the show that you've heard about where I used to go
Yep.
call in, and I sent in a text like because they were talking about the Blues there, and they'll joke and they'll be like, "Oh, this text comes from inside the room. We got Daddy Pod," and they'll kid around and like
Yeah.
play off on it, and the Blues broadcaster was on the new play-by-play guy because they actually got rid of a legend, John Kelly, and he went to the LA Kings. I'm sure you've heard him on the
Very
Kings
good.
broadcast.
Yeah.
Stunned by that whole decision, by the way. The Blues are cheap, but that's not a surprise. So they're having their radio team do TV and radio, which is just not a
What?
good mix. It's not, yeah. So when you're listening on the radio,
Way
you hear
different.
it. It's
Yeah.
brutal because they'll like cut to like a replay where they're like, oh, this was going on in the
Yeah.
replay, but on the radio you can't hear it, so it just
Completely
sounds
different.
weird.
Yeah.
Not great, but people are really pissed about it here, just to save money, I think. But anyway, so I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, so like, anyways, like the watered down. I sent a text. I was like, the condensed. I was like, well, if you look, it's not really a condensed schedule, but it is because
You're
like I can't
missing
even
three
remember.
weeks of the season.
You're missing 3 weeks of the season, and I can't stand like how just sloppy it is. I mean, look at the amount of injuries. I
Bro,
mean, you have
it's
people that played the game like Jordan Schmaltz. He tweeted that last night. He's like, it's watered down. It's and like I said, expansion. It's all these things, right? And they're only going to expand more, which I'm for. I don't care because the NFL is going to do it. I'm not
Mhm.
like one of those purists where I'm like, you can't have, like it grows the game. It grows the
100% it
game having
grows the game.
hockey
Yeah,
in these
100%.
areas like San Jose.
Seattle.
You see how great it's been there, right? Like
Yeah.
like hockey's grow. Like you have people coming from those areas, like Austin Matthews in Arizona. Like
Yep.
go down the list, whatever. I have no issue with it. But you are going to have stuff like this. COVID obviously is caught up because
Mhm.
maybe if COVID never happens, maybe they don't have as condensed of a schedule because ever since COVID they've had to play catch up every year, right? And
That's
they've had
true,
to
yeah.
start earlier, go later, whatever. So I think this NHL sucks right now. I don't think there's a team. I know Colorado. I'm not saying that they're not.
Bro,
I'm just
you're
making the point
so
where
so bang
get
on,
to
bro.
playoffs though. Get to playoffs though, and then we'll see. Like
Yeah.
last year, somebody tweeted me though, like, "Oh, you don't think
The
Colorado's?"
Jets.
And I'm like, well, yeah, Colorado's good, but they were awesome last year too. Like they were fast last year. They had the same guys that were fast last year that they are this year. McKinnon, Natchez, McCarr, like all those guys, right? But then what happened? Their former teammate beat them in Game 7,
Hmm.
literally. And so I just think it's so watered down. It's so
Mid,
condensed
bro. Like in
schedule,
the Eastern
all that stuff.
Conference, like as it stands right
No one's
now,
out of it.
Buffalo's 5 points out. Like I've
Yes.
been saying this on Twitch and for like the entire year. There's been episodes of this podcast I'm sure that I did 3 years ago. I'm with you. Like people don't realize when they do expansion, it's exciting. Everyone loves the draft, and now you've got new teams, but that's two AHL teams in the NHL. And I had this conversation where I was like, man, there is points of a hockey game that is boring. and dudes lost their mind because they were all they heard was me saying that hockey's boring. Dude, I watched the Leafs in Columbus game last night, and good lord, like they couldn't make a pass, they couldn't break either team. Like it's just, I'm with you, dude, completely with you. That right now it is just hockey is exciting, and the high points are the highest of any sport in my opinion. I still think hockey is still the best sport, but good lord, man, I'm with you completely that it is very watered down and it is very mid. Like other than
And I love
Colorado,
it. And I love it. And I'm not saying
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
love it. Like
Same, same,
just to
same.
be
Yeah,
clear, I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest. Like and that's the thing with like all my friends that are like, it's the same crap I heard in 20, and we're not going to win the cup this year. I understand that. It's the same crap. Lose for Hughes, lose for X
yeah,
play. Like
yeah.
who
This
was last
draft
year?
is really heavy.
And,
Like good.
and that's the same thing. Like this year, it's like lose for McKenna or now the kid from
Verhoff.
Verhoff or whatever. Yeah. So like all these, whatever. I'm just so sick of like because yes, I rather either the Blues lose and tank or just make the playoffs. I rather than just make the playoffs because it's more fun,
Brian
right?
Burke, get good fast or get bad fast.
Yeah, like I rather them just not be in the mushy middle because they haven't had a good pick since like Eric Johnson, like Dalibor Dvorsky, there was the one that me and you
Yeah,
were at the draft, right?
yeah,
And he's now playing games. I just feel like the league is so because I keep telling my friends, dude, Blues win 4 or 5, Blues win 5 or 6, they're right there, and
yeah.
they're still right there. They're only 6 points out. Everything's so log jam. The issue is, I go back to like my kid like. Is the Jets really going to miss the playoffs? I don't know. Yes, the Hellebuck injury now, right?
Yep.
But I
Let
don't
me
know. I can't.
rapid fire here. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I'm gonna give you okay. Make it or don't make it. All right. Because this is again. I'm gonna give you the
yeah, yeah,
teams
yeah.
that are in the playoffs or just out of it. Right. Same thing. So, we'll go. We'll do Eastern Conference first. All right.
Yeah.
Will the New York Islanders make it? They are in the first wild card, which is
I think they'll
unbelievable.
miss.
I
I think
think
they'll
they'll miss it.
miss.
Will the Pittsburgh Penguins make it? They're in the second wild
I
card.
think they'll miss also.
So do I. Okay, so then you have then there's three teams tied with the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. You have the Detroit Red Wings, the Philadelphia Flyers, and Canadians.
I think Flyers miss.
Yep.
I don't.
I don't think
Dude,
dude, I want to say the Canadians
I think
miss,
that
but
I think the Canadians miss because I just don't think.
you think they'll
I
miss?
think I think double chin boy in net. I think that's going to cost them. I've never seen a guy
He
in
is
the
a
NHL
big
like
boy.
he is like yeah. I'm not trying to like
He
reach. I
reminds me
just
of Robin Leonard because Leonard went through a phase of
yeah.
his career where he was
Yeah,
just a
he's
chunky
he's got
boy.
like baby fat, like still. It's crazy. Like I think like right now, the way the standings set, like, dude, I don't even know about Boston. I just have a
Same.
tough time believing Florida and Toronto are gonna miss.
That's it. That's
I
the
don't
thing.
think they're going to because Toronto's been banged up.
Yep.
And like you know me, I always make fun of the Leafs, but I really and then dude, I don't know why, but I feel like the Rangers are gonna make it because of Shesterkin, and they're really
Mhm.
flawed. But like I just dude, like I watched them play outside, and then like last night they got worked in Carolina, but he Shesterkin like single handedly win games. It's crazy. They win like 1-0 or 2-1. Like I don't know. Yeah, the East is weird, man. Like, well,
It's
and
very
the
weird.
West is weird too. The West is weird. I mean,
Dude,
the whole NHL is weird, man.
I could
There's
not
nothing that
believe
stands out.
there
It's
is
crazy.
there is not a more surprising team in the playoffs to me, East or West. I could not believe it when I looked today because I just haven't noticed it all season. Dude, the Kraken. I don't know how
Yes.
like that is one of the most not talked about things. That team is the definition of mid. There is no superstar. They were
Uh,
awful last year. They didn't
I
get
can
any
see that
better.
missing.
Oh,
I can see that
100%.
missing.
100%. So, dude, the Sharks need to chill out, but Macklin and Will Smith and Askarov are going to drag them
I think
into.
they have a better chance of making it, by the way, than the Blackhawks do. The Blackhawk Bedard Slobberfest, like, I'm just like, man, we are so bored. Like, it's almost like they have no headlines to talk about because everyone's hurt. They're just like, oh, okay, the Bedard's like, we get it. Like, they should be amazing. They're first overall picks.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah.
Did people forget about Crosby's rookie year and his second year? Like,
Yeah.
he was unbelievable. When and like, don't get me wrong, it's awesome. I'm not like celebrating. I think I would rather have celebrating than Bedard. That's just me.
I
But
don't.
I've
I'd
said
be
that
very
since day
curious of
one.
the discourse of that now because last year it was, dude, it swung so hard that it was like Bedard's a
Yeah,
bust, and that's silly because he's just
he's not a bust.
he's
No.
a freak. Yeah, like he is a traditional number one overall pick. People keep wanting to compare people to like McDavid and stuff, and I think the problem that's so annoying is that McDavid is our Wayne Gretzky. Like there isn't going to be
Yeah.
another McDavid. I was like I was like Macklin is McKinnon and Bedard is Kucherov. That is would be where I would because everyone just wants to find the next McDavid. McKenna's not going to be McDavid. Like there's just those don't exist, right? So I hope that the Sharks they got so it sucks. I know if they just fail one more year, if they would have gotten Schaefer. I said this when I was doing a draft stream. I got to watch Schaefer play like I want to say like 5 or 6 times in his junior career, and he's the only one I've seen in real life skate better than Kevin He, who was voted on the last 3 years by the OHL coaches and general managers the best skater in the OHL. And I was just like, if the Sharks could just get him, then the rebuild is over. I don't care about McKenna or this draft at all. And we did not need Misa. He's going to be a good player, I'm sure. But the Schaefer thing really screwed the Sharks more than any other team. No other team needed him more than the Sharks did. And now Macklin is so good. And Will Smith and him have such a good chemistry that, dude, when they get on the ice together, it is hilarious. And they are going to drag them to like the 7th overall pick. And I think that's pretty devastating for the rebuild. But because Calgary is finally bad. Nash, dude, you see what Frank Saravelli
Oh
said about
my
the Predators?
gosh. Yeah.
Bro, he ripped
And then
them apart.
Trotz came out the next day. He's like, I mean, that's like the furthest thing from the truth. Like no one has said that here. I don't know what to believe. Like, dude, and I don't know, man. Like I'm like starting to like waver on my insiders. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think Friedman obviously still number one. But like I just think Sir Valley like kind of knew what he was talking about. And I'm not saying he does. Like he knows way more than
I'm
me and
sure
you do,
there's a
obviously.
player on the fringes and he takes that thread and pulls it too far.
Well, and I just always wonder, like, how much his agents in his ear telling him. Because, dude, he's been so wrong on the Blues so many times now the last 2 years. I'm like, I'm just so sick of hearing him talk about, every day and I'm just like, that's not even true, but whatever, man. Like, and it's just like, he puts it out there, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the latest one this week was like Kiprios, and I love Kipper like you do. I love him from the old hockey Central and Noon
Yep.
days. But my God, like, the Bennington to Edmonton, it's just like, dude, like, do we just, like, throw crap at the wall and see if it's, I mean, because now it's like, Bennington to Edmonton. It's like, why would Bennington go to Edmonton? They're a disaster. Like Connor McDavid looks the most disinterested I've ever seen him look. Maybe they're all just waiting for the Olympics, and then and the Oilers
I
will
think
just
so
turn it
too.
on like they always do. Well,
There
we even talked
there
about the Olympics
I
either.
mean, like
Like
that's the thing.
that's gonna
With the
be
product,
crazy too.
being so watered down, having McKinnon or having McDavid and Draisaitl, same thing with Toronto. It's
Yeah,
impossible to envision Toronto not making the playoffs because they have one of the best play. Not even Matthews, Nylander. Like you have two of the better players in the NHL. That's enough to just drag you to the 8th seed, right? And now they've had
yeah,
such a bad start, but everyone's been injured. They look awful. Like they look
right.
like Barube's days are numbered probably, which is crazy because he's got a 5-year contract. But it's just how it works in Toronto. Like if you don't, like it's getting crazy. But man,
But the one team that's impressed me honestly is Anaheim, and no one
Anaheim's
talks about
yeah,
it.
no, I'm
No
with
one
you on
talks
that.
about it because they play late at night, and
I thought
then
they were going to be Detroit.
the media won't cover it because of the Quinville stuff. Which, like,
Hmm.
dude, it is what it is. Let's just call
Yep.
a spade a spade. You don't have to like what happened in Chicago. The
Yeah.
guy's a great coach. I
Hmm.
mean, he is. Like, it is
Don't
what
have
I
to
don't know
like
what
the
to say.
person, but the like,
You don't
the
have to
hockey
like.
mind.
You can't. I mean, it's like Babcock. Babcock's a good coach too. I mean, he now there's
Where
completely
weird guy.
different.
He was but they were, but yeah,
Now, yeah, exactly. Completely different, right? Like two
yeah.
different stories. Like I don't think people hate the
Socially,
character.
Mike Babcock is
Yeah, I
crazy,
don't think
man.
people hate the character of Quinville in terms of like how he is as a like dealing with him,
Yeah.
but people hate like the whole story with Chicago. But I don't know, man. Like the league's weird. Like Colorado, like going to the Olympics a little bit. I think it's so funny too. The Colorado, I don't know, man. Like this whole
Colorado's going to
Colorado thing
send a
just
lot of them.
cracks me up. The Scott Wedgwood thing. It's like I was talking to Merrick the other day, and I'm like, dude. I legit think I might be able to win an NHL game in the net for Colorado now because we might be able to win the game like 9-7
Yep.
because they're just that good at scoring. And it's just like the Scott Wedgwood, Mackenzie Blackwood, like there's so many goalies in the league right now that would like look fine in Colorado. It's like they're that
Canada
good.
Canada's goaltending situation has never
Yeah.
been worse than as it is right now. It is bad,
Yeah.
and we desperately need like the next generation of. Are you excited? Let me ask you: Are you excited for the Olympics? Because
I I am, but I really wish Russia was in it. It just
same,
if
yeah. Like
If
obviously the
USA is
whatever
gonna
I understand,
win,
but
right? Like, well, I'm not. And like I said, I don't care about
world wise, yeah, take
the
that out. But the
political.
having
Like,
them on,
whatever.
yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't about that. This is
the
about like
hockey,
watching hockey.
yep.
I wish Russia was in it. Like we're gonna miss Ovechkin for the last time. We're gonna miss probably even Kovalchuk. Like maybe not Kovalchuk. I don't. I know he's
Oh, I
still.
didn't even. I
He's still
forgot
playing?
about that. I forgot
Is he
like
still? I think he's still playing the cage. Like I could see them adding like those kind of guys, like just because like they're like obviously Ovechkin gonna be added, but I'm just meaning like some of the old cage, like would Radulov somehow sneak in
dude,
there? Like
dude.
But like my whole point is
Yeah.
we're missing like a really good team, and that's what sucks. And like if USA were to win gold, which would be like it'd be I still think USA and Canada are the best, right? But maybe eight
Yeah,
or nine times or 10, not 8 or 9 times out of 10, maybe they aren't. Like Sweden wins that
I
time
think
or
there's a
Russia
pretty
wins.
big gap. Like usually it was
Right.
Canada, and then there was a gap like all throughout our childhood and whatnot for the most part, and they wouldn't win every time. But like now it's like Canada USA that a gap. I think.
Yeah. They that's just like
Dude,
sorry.
Daddy, it is time. It is time to get in net,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. No, it's goalie player. Yeah. Anyway, but anyways, what I was to say about the Olympics? Yeah, like no, it's just like as an American, and then like if they were to win gold, it would just feel like not as like it'd be like, yeah, they beat Canada because it'd probably be Canada, but it's like it kind of sucks because it doesn't feel as like that's like when the Blues won the cup. I was like, good, they beat Boston. It was the Boston Bruins.
Oh, I
Where
see what you're saying.
if they would have beat like the Carolina Hurricanes, nothing against the Hurricanes, they'd have a cup before the Blues did, and they're
Or
a
the
great
LA
franchise.
Kings.
It just wouldn't, yeah, it wouldn't feel as like special. It's almost like the Capitals when they beat the Vegas Golden Knights. They still like love their cup, and it's a great cup.
Their cup was beating Pittsburgh. Like not their cup, but like getting
Right,
past Pittsburgh was their
right.
cup. Yeah.
Right, and like, yeah, and like, oh, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it'll still feel cool to like win and everything, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Like, and I'm gonna watch it, of course, but it just doesn't feel the same without Russia there, and it is what it is. Like, we can't control that. Did you
Yo,
want to talk about?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. All right, no,
I was
you're
gonna
good.
say, I have a feeling is a wild take because it's an Olympic gold medal and all of that, and I think the gold medal
Yeah,
game will matter, dude. I don't. I have a feeling that like the four nations, because of the NHL rules and the fact that you could fight, made that one of the most like special hockey games.
yeah, I
And I
agree.
don't think the Olympics. I think people are expecting that in the Olympics,
Yeah.
and it is not that. You play like you don't play like IOC rules. You can't fight, and really there's not hitting. So it's like very European hockey.
Hey, do you like watching like the Austrias and the Slovenias and like I like watching those teams.
So
I don't know.
I
I like
like it when I'll
watching
get
it
the
because
ticker
they're
being
going game
yeah.
seven
Oh
and
yeah.
they're playing like like when Latvia like almost beat Canada, but they didn't obviously, but like
Yep.
that
Yeah.
Goodlevskis or whatever
Krister's
was
Gudlevskis. Yep.
like but it was like I still remember and it's like fun to watch. And
Gets guys
it's
NHL
not
contracts.
right, literally. And
Yep.
I love that. That's my favorite part about it. Like, I just love that they're playing for like nothing but like pride and like a gold medal. They're not playing for like the money. They're not playing for anything other than that. And they're giving everything to it.
I
And
hate when
I'm pumped for
Canada
it.
or the US is in the bronze medal game because they don't really care. But
Yes, I
I
know.
think it's different for the
Yeah.
Olympics, like world champion. I mean,
They got smoked by I think it was Finland and Sochi. The
yeah.
US did. It was brutal.
And like,
It
cause like
was
they don't care because once they don't make the gold medal game, it's like and then
yeah.
whoever's in the bronze, whatever European team's in the bronze, dude, they are
Yeah,
going
kill 'em.
all out because that's
Hammer if you're a
all out.
betting person. If you're a
Yeah.
betting person, just hammer it. I mean,
Yeah.
they're in like tears after they win.
Yep.
Like
It's
even
crazy.
at the World Championships, the same kind of thing. Like when the Czechs like it's like yeah, it's but anyways, I don't know. I think that's like the whole league in general right now is just like it's just watered down.
It's
Like
so funny, man. I have this take all the time, and I'll get into some arguments with people about how like I'll say that it's kind of boring, and I'm like, man, you're just not watching a full game for 60 minutes. Like, there's
floppy
no way to just there is two
energy
AHL
down.
franchises in the NHL now. It's far harder or easier to make far easier to make the NHL than it was 10 years ago. It is what it is, and that's what ends up
Yeah,
happening.
it's just like yeah, I go to games like live and there's no jam. Like you're not even seeing them at as many scrums because these guys are probably like I guess just tired and they're like why exert my
New
energy to sit here
game.
and just yeah, it's like why exert my energy because I've seen two terrible losses by the Oilers and I'm thinking I understand they don't have Perry and Kane right like they get killed by Dallas they get killed by Colorado. Nobody just grabs somebody and just like was like screw it like Darnell Nurse like I'm like these guys like it's either they're just zapped with energy or they're just like I'm like whatever and they're
You
just
just
playing it out
described the
like
Toronto Maple Leafs the last
yeah
decade.
I watched the Blues I watched the Leafs this year I've watched different teams get pounded and there's just no pushback there's no like anything and I understand the game's different but even just guys
It
like
used to
piss off
be like
it's
five
just
minutes
like
left. It used to be like
yeah,
5 minutes left.
it's
You
just
just
guys
beat it.
kind of going through the motions, and it's frustrating. But like I said, I get it because of the how it is, and like I said, the Blues broadcasters telling me, oh, there's no condensed schedule. The Blues actually have more games than they had like in 2023. And I'm like, well, yeah, that was because they were catching up from COVID, but I think as a whole, in the whole league is condensed right now. So Anyways, I before I don't know if you're like good in the limit, but we had to talk about. I feel like real quick for our baseball fans out there, the Sonny Gray trade since that happened with our teams. What did you think of it?
Devastating as a Red Sox fan because, well,
Really?
hang on, Sonny
Well,
Gray is exactly what we needed.
we got a
And
young Dick Fitz here now.
I loved. Okay, Dick Fitz was a massive vibes guy, but Sonny Gray's great for the Red Sox rotation. The problem is that Breslow said he was going to go get a second, like a number 2 starter, and Gray is not a number 2 starter. I don't like on a World Series team, and I knew when they got him that they probably were not going to go get somebody else. And sure enough, Dylan C signs with the Blue Jays. And I was just like, come on, man. The Red Sox just aren't, they don't spend their money because their owner is cheap and more interested in golf and the Penguins or something. I don't know what it is, but frustrating there. It's a pretty good trade for the Sox just as a whole. Like
I
Dick
like
Fitz,
it for you guys.
yeah,
It's
Dick
one year.
Fitz is yeah, exactly, right. And the Cardinals
I
basically
think
paid
you'll
for
really
it.
like Gray. I think you'll really like Gray.
For sure. He is an innings
he's
eater and we needed that.
he's a gamer and he's really he's been really solid for us. But it was just like one of those things like what does it matter? Like we're turning into the Tampa Bay Rays. Like
Yeah.
but we're gonna spend like a little bit little
You've
bit of
always
money when
been
they
like
get good.
the Cardinals have always been like the Rays. They just had a little bit more cachet, so they could get a good player every once in a while.
They had Albert,
Yeah,
and then they would capitalize on things like Jim Edmonds, Scott
yeah.
Rowland, like just go down the list of guys that they would capitalize on teams being like, hey, which is kind of funny. You look back on like the Phillies didn't want to pay like Scott Rowland, and that's how he ended up here. And now the Phillies will pay anybody. But if baseball's just in a terrible spot with like they need a floor, at least they need a floor
About to lose
because
the
it,
season. About to
yeah,
lose. There's no way.
100%.
Yeah,
That's killing. That's killing. That'll kill what you see here in the next few weeks, where it's not as there's not as many teams in the spending game because
Yep.
I get it. Like the Jays will like the Jays. That's
The
that's
Jays.
what's kind of
That's
laughing.
the thing. I tell people this all the time that are maybe in the U.S., but I do not like the Blue Jays. I'm a Red Sox fan, and I'm
Oh, I don't
surrounded.
either.
And anyways, so the Blue Jays are the Winnipeg Jets if they had infinite money. And I feel bad for Blue Jay fans that are hardcore Blue Jay fans because they don't realize that people do not want to live in Canada, but they have infinite money. Like Toronto, outside of the Dodgers, have the most available money to spend, but they can't convince people to go there because
Yes.
of, and like that's the problem. They're the Winnipeg
They were
Jets.
acting like it was the little engine that could
Yeah.
during the whole playoffs.
I
And I'm
know.
like,
Oh, dude, that killed me. That killed
I'm
me.
like, guys, like the Jays they spend plenty of money.
They had
Yes,
the
they didn't
fourth
spend.
highest
They don't
payroll.
right. They don't spend the Dodgers. No one will. But
No, it's different.
but they were like, oh, it's like the little engine that could. I'm like, no, like the Ernie Clements of the world and guys that like played their way onto the roster as the year went on. Like, yeah, because Santander and those kind
Santander
of
was
guys,
out.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like the guys they actually spent on like didn't make it. But it's funny because the guys that kind of work their way in. That's how it always works. Like when you look back on championship runs, you always are like, oh, remember that guy and this guy came on the roster and that it always works out that way somehow. You know what I mean? Like the Blues, Sammy Blaze, like all those kind of guys that like get their way in the lineup. Like it always is that kind of way. Like, same with the Cardinals, the World Series championships I've seen. It's the random guys you don't think about, the John Jays, the Daniel Descalzos, like, the Alan Craigs. So you would know
Matt
Alan Craig,
Carpenter.
obviously. Matt Carpenter, just different dudes over the years that like weren't superstars, but they were like
Good.
important parts
Yep.
of winning. But yeah, no, I like that trade. I hate prospects. Like baseball.
Yeah, baseball prospects are the worst. You never know.
I told my buddy the other day, like, dude, I've heard with the Cardinals. I've heard can't trade Colton Wong, can't
Yeah.
trade Michael Wacha, can't trade Carlos Martinez, can't trade Randall Grichuk and Tyler O'Neill,
Yeah.
Steven Piscotty. I go down the list. All the last 10 years of guys we can't trade, and they all turn into either average or above average big leaguers, which is fine. Good
Yeah.
for them. They
Yeah.
made their money. But it's like if I was the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Phillies, whatever team you want to pick, I'm just spending and I'm spending, and I don't even care about prospects, which amazes me with the Dodgers. They still have like great prospects.
It's because they get every like
Yeah.
Japanese player and they're Dominicans and they will all just go there.
It's nuts. And even like the Sox, like they have great prospects. It's like that's the one thing I do have hope for is like whatever Heim Bloom did before he got kicked out to the curb by you guys.
He'll build the farm system,
yeah,
but he
like, I
doesn't
hope
have the
he does
stones
it.
to make the big trade. That's
Well, and I hope he might not have to here, right?
Yeah.
Because there's like the money and the pressure and whatever. Like there's not pressure here. It's just it's different. We won't have the infinite money.
No.
So I'm curious to see Yeah, like I just I don't understand the one that's weird to me is like the Cubs. Like I know they're the Cardinals, right? Like I don't get it's like you have a ton of money, you're Chicago. Like I don't get them either. Like not like kind of like the Sox. I don't get like why the Sox don't like spend more even. It's just I don't know. I don't get baseball's in a weird spot. But yeah, I thought that trade, like I said, the guys that we got, they're prospects. Like the one guy's gonna be in the MLB probably next year, Dick Fitz.
He'll be there. He'll be
But
a 4 or 5 starter.
but
Yeah.
it's nothing like crazy. But I definitely thought that was funny, and I was like, I really think that Gray will be good for you guys. If he's not a number two, like you said, like he's not a maybe a true. He's as close as you're going to get. He's a
Oh, for sure.
tweener,
Yeah, yeah.
so at least like I think he'll surprise you.
Yep.
But like then again, he's also pitching at Fenway more. So I don't know. I mean, it's a more hitter friendly park than St. Louis, where it's
Exactly.
a more pitcher friendly park. But yeah, we can. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
just
I mean, it's
I know
been
we can do
fun.
this every once. I told you this at the beginning. You're like anybody. I come in your stream a few times. People are like, "Oh, why'd you guys stop?" Like it's just
Dude, the last 3
different
times we
schedules.
tried to do this, like
Yeah, it's the
4
schedules.
times,
That's all it
and
is.
you'd be blown away considering I do this for a living. So the frequency of it, but like it's impossible. The time change for an hour makes it tough too.
Well, and like you work from home, I don't.
Yep.
Like you have different schedule. I have different schedule. We have
You stay
kids.
up somehow, no caffeine until 12 your
Yeah.
time every
Uh,
morning, which is I'm in bed by 9 Eastern. Like
Yeah.
it's
But like we
crazy.
could do it at night, but it's also I don't know. And guys like I mean like last year's game, there wasn't a lot to talk about. And even
No.
this year's game, like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, like if we did this, every like I said I'd be cool I told Sleazy, I'm like we could do an episode if we get like a random guest on. Like I talked about Petro because now he's not playing. I think he would come on and it'd be fun. But we could do that or like around Olympics like we did last year. Like last year's episode, I think our last episode was 4 nations because there was so much to talk
Oh
about.
yeah, it was
But
good.
like people don't love it because it's like, oh, it's not real, the video game hockey. But in terms of the video game hockey, there's still not like a ton. And now we're getting to the point where it's kind of stalling,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to say it. We're in November. It's not
You know
even
what?
like
No, but you know
we.
what's funny? I think this is something that's overlooked on Reddit too, as we always do this. We always like, say, "All right, this will be the end of it," and then we go on a rant. But real quick, the a lot of people aren't realizing that this is actually the end of December. The game came out a full month earlier,
You're right.
and
Yeah,
no
you're
one's
right.
written no because I saw on Reddit being like, "How is it dead in November?" I'm like, man, we're 4 months into the cycle now. No one realizing that, and I had a feeling that this would end up happening, but I think that maybe because like the World Juniors and Christmas is always so big for the NHL game that maybe it prolongs the cycle a little bit more. But yeah, like we're already 4 months in, but it's always good talking to you, dude, and we'll definitely do this
Yeah.
again. I hope the OG Coffee and Chell
Oh yeah,
listeners
and
enjoy it.
everybody, you guys have to tell me. I got a new mic. I got a fancy new mouse.
It
I got a
sounds a
new
little bit better. I'm
webcam.
not gonna lie.
So all the haters out there for my mic, I don't know if it really matters. I still think it's the room that I'm in. It's just
You're
too
in a
like
gigantic room, yeah.
it's like
That's it.
too like bouncy
Yep,
off the walls. But yeah, no, like we'll do it again. Like I said,
for
like
sure, buddy.
there was nothing that we didn't like want to not do it per se. It's just like the timing of it. I mean, so there's people that are like, oh, do you guys have a falling out? I'm like, no, dude, I talked to Sleeves. We're okay.
Yeah,
Like nothing happened. Like there's really nothing to talk about,
that's it.
or it's not worth doing. And Sleazy does his morning stuff where he
Yep.
literally has a coffee in his
Oh
hand.
yeah, hell yeah, dude.
And
That's it. Yo, I'm
and
on
he
brand
does his
now. I'm
episodes,
on brand
and
now.
and you guys can ask more questions. But yeah, we'll do it every once in a
For
while.
sure,
I mean,
buddy.
it can't hurt.
All right, boys.
So.
Well, thank you guys again for listening. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.